Today's adventure brings us back to Weeks State Park. We are updating the fire tower map, so we are here at number 22 to remake the video. So Cheryl is next to the Weeks Act 1911 sign. We'll get to that in a minute, but why are you standing there, hon?
Because I found the Who Was John Wingate Weeks
Geocache?
geocache. That was a long one. Let's do what we do and we'll head on up the road.
So we are on the historic road that goes up to the summit of Mount Prospect. It was designated a New Hampshire Scenic Byway in 1995. The road itself was originally finished in 1911. All right, so we're at the overlook, and I mean, look at what we're overlooking. Mountains are beautiful. Scenery here is fantastic, and we have Mr. Weeks to thank for all of it. Back in the early 1900s, the timber lords were just raping these mountains for all of the trees that are up there for the lumber, for the almighty buck. Well, Mr. Weeks wrote the act that allowed the federal government to buy the lands back from the timber lords and allow them to regrow. All right, so what we're looking at is part of 20 million acres that were bought back by the federal government thanks to Mr. Weeks' Act, which became law March 1st, 1911. And 48 national forests have been created. What we're looking at right now is part of 780,000 acres of the White Mountain National Forest. Cheryl, did you find yet another geocache?
I did. I found prospects of an outdoor education. So let's do what we do and we're going to go further up the road.
All right, we've arrived at the summit. What you're looking at right now is the carriage house. And as we pan to the left, you can see the main lodge. Mr. Weeks started buying farmland and the old Prospect Mountain Hotel site in 1908 to build his estate here on the top. So let's go check it out a little bit more closely. All right, he started buying the land in 1908, and by 1913, he had built this lodge, built the caretaker's cottage, observation tower, which is the fire tower now, the carriage house, and a water tower. How would you like to sit on your front porch and have this for your view? That's what Mr. Weeks had. Holy moly. Very, very nice. Right here is the fire warden's cabin. Before it was the fire warden's cabin, it was the caretaker's cabin. Not a bad little place. Mr. Weeks took care of those who took care of him, I guess. And by the way, it is protected by a security alarm. I don't think it was originally installed in 1913. In 1941, the children of Mr. Weeks donated the 420-acre estate to the state of New Hampshire. And the state took the observation tower, added 15 feet to it to cover a blind spot, and made it into a fire tower. So that brings us to number 22 on the New Hampshire Fire Tower list of the towers that are standing, once stood, or were proposed. Oh, and guess what? We get to go in this one. Finally. Welcome to the fire tower. First time ever going up to the cab of a working fire tower. Alright, so this is a working fire tower. Okay, so this would be the fire finder. So would be what the fire warden would be seeing when he looks for fires. So cool.
It is so cool.
Alright, this is called the fire finder. So what you would do is you would line up this horsehair. If you saw smoke out there, looking through this little hole.
Okay.
This table is movable, but down here on the graph, it would tell you set at almost 185 degrees. And then knowing the area out there is where you could call it in. If it's too far away for the fire finder, there's maps over here that you would use to give you a general location. Mind you, I've never spotted a fire in a tower before, so if I'm a little off, I'm a little off.
Very cool.
Okay, that was the original way up from the observation deck down below before this one was built. Take a peek out the window at the grounds. I gotta tell you, Cheryl and I are loving this. First time ever in a cab. A working cab. Use time. Oh, winds are blowing. Feeling good though. is the byway historic, and the house, the tower itself, was put on a National Historic Lookout Register in 1992. It's the shot from the stairs going down to the bottom. Whoa!
What did you find?
I found the Prospect Mountain Views, third geocache of the 3 that are here in Week State Park. So we're going to do what we do and get back to the video. We thought we'd end this video with some views. Thanks for watching. Until our next adventure, the end.